Good morning from all of us here at Hubbard's Marina. The weather is a little bit gray and a little bit wet. Not much going on here inside John's Pass. Even the pelicans are kind of moving slow around here. Definitely an interesting start to the day. We're up here in the boat right now because downstairs gets a little bit wet. So I wanted to talk to you a little bit about what's going on as far as the weather is concerned. I know one of the big things we're seeing right now is this higher than normal tide. Right now it's only supposed to be maybe a foot above sea level. It's well above that. So this high tide, higher than normal tide, has already kind of started, and we're interested to see what the tide does. We have a high tide today at 10:49 a.m. here inside John's Pass, and I'll be interested to see what happens during that high tide and how high this water actually gets. But subtropical storm Alberto looks to be making landfall in western panhandle of Florida or in Alabama sometime Monday night. This shows the storm has sped up quite a bit. The timeline has been pushed forward, which is a good thing. It looks now like Wednesday it will be clearing up. Thursday kind of getting back to normal, and hopefully beautiful by Friday, June 1st. This storm is only producing 35 to 45 knot winds, which is not much at all. We have much higher winds during our afternoon thunderstorms here in Florida. However, we are going to continue to experience rainfall through probably Tuesday night and into Wednesday morning, perhaps into Wednesday afternoon. Thursday rain should finally subside for us. The good news is the storm sped up from 9 miles an hour to 13 miles an hour. So the quicker the storm moves, the less time it spends in the warm Gulf of Mexico waters, with the higher potential for strengthening. So once it gets over land, it'll dissipate quickly and just become a big rainstorm. Right now, the seas near shore are nowhere near the impressive levels that were forecasted, but still fairly heavy offshore. Near shore right now, it's only about 4 foot at the Egmont Key buoy, and that's less than a foot under the forecasted levels on Windfinder. The big thing to worry about with this storm is, and for us to watch, is the tides. The heavy rain along with increased seas and already high tides could create some minor flooding issues today, especially along the coast. Our high tide in John's Pass, like I said before, is about 10:49 a.m. this morning. We'll have the crew on the boats adjusting lines accordingly as the tide increases and rises and falls. Tomorrow at 11:12 a.m. is a really big high tide, and that's the one that really worries us. The storm will be past us at that point, and we'll be experiencing more of a westerly wind tomorrow. That westerly push will push water into John's Pass. We have the hurricane doors on the back of the office. Can't really see them over here, but the hurricane doors are on the office. And the reason for that is that high tide tomorrow, around 11:12 a.m., that high tide is going to be about 2.5 feet above sea level. With the increased rain, and we're probably going to have some type of westerly wind, I assume that high tide tomorrow is going to bring us some flooding. Don't be afraid though. I mean, we don't have high winds at all. We don't have very much rain. I mean, we don't have very much waves or wind damage to worry about. We just got a bunch of rain, and the rain could possibly bring us some flooding. But the Bass Pro Shop seminar went really well yesterday. Thank you guys for everybody who made it out there with us. Tonight at 8:30 p.m. we have our live fishing and weather report on the Hubbard's Marina Facebook page. You can join us live for that. Tomorrow, or Tuesday night, May 29th, we have the Real Animals Fishing Conversation at Moss Nissan. So come out and join us at Moss Nissan for a chance to win some free fishing trips You get free barbecue. You get a chance to win a free fishing kayak. So if you want free fishing trips, possibly a free fishing kayak, and more prizes, and free barbecue, come join us Tuesday night, May 29th at Moss Nissan with Real Animals Fishing Team. And we're going to about ready to call Cap Mike Anderson from the Real Animals, Mike Mahoney, and the TA Mahoney Real Animals Sunday Morning Fishing Show. So tune in 620 WDAE, and we're about to call into the radio show and give our report. And hopefully you guys are staying dry, because this rain is going to persist for a little while. It's definitely a little bit gray and wet here inside Johns Pass, but it should bring us a great June 1st. Remember, this storm, as it moves through the Gulf, is going to stir things up, and hopefully those fish will be ready to chew for us starting June 1st when red snapper and gag grouper open up. So don't be worried about this. Not high winds at all. Just a little bit of flooding due to high tide and a lot of extra rain. And again, tomorrow is probably when we're going to have to worry about that flooding aspect, because tomorrow, once the storm is to our north, that counter rotation of the storm, since it rotates counterclockwise, once that storm is to our north, that counter rotation is going to push some westerly winds our way and push more water into the pass, along with that 2.5 foot high tide already. That's going to be what we worry about tomorrow. Let's see if we got any questions today. Greg Carr, good morning, buddy. Thanks for tuning in. Jack, looks like a great day to come out and watch it roll in. You're right. Come on down. The boardwalk is wide open. Great view to watch the weather roll in. At the high tide mark sometime around 11 a.m., maybe midday, I'll do another live video, Jack. So if you don't want to leave the house, you can always stay tuned to our page. We'll keep you up to date. Lester, good morning. Thanks for tuning in. Let's see what other questions. Jackie Hopwood, thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. Good morning. Richard, good morning. Danielle, we look forward to seeing you on Friday. The weather should be nice by Friday. And Stephen Hill, about our emails, if you're not getting our emails, just go into our website and sign back up. A lot of times Constant Contact will send you an email that says, do you want to keep receiving these emails? And if you don't open it and click yes, you'll get taken off the email list due to email privacy and email fraud. Constant Contact constantly sends out these emails that say, do you want to keep receiving these emails from this company? If you don't open it and click yes, your name will get taken off the email list automatically. We have no control over that. So put your name back on the email list, Steven, and that should fix your problems, man. So thanks for tuning in, y'all. Hopefully we'll see some of you tonight at 8:30 p.m. for our live fishing conversation on our Facebook page. Again, Hubbard's Marina Facebook page tonight at 8:30 p.m. Kim, you're asking about the kingfish bite. Yes, the weather always affects the kingfish bite. Almost all the fish are very affected by the weather. We actually have a new video out on our Facebook page called How Weather Affects Fishing, and that'd be a great video for you guys to watch. It's only 8 minutes long. I talk a little bit about cold fronts, hurricanes, high pressures, low pressures, and how the fish react to those. But Kim, as far as these cold front or these hurricanes go, it kind of stirs up the Gulf, and everything kind of moves around. So to tell you exactly how kingfish react to a hurricane is difficult, because every time it's a little bit different. But I can tell you that it's going to stir things up and move the bait around, and the kingfish are going to follow that bait. And they should actually hang around a little bit, because this should cool the Gulf off, cool it down a little tiny bit on the surface. So I would imagine that'd hold the kingfish in our area a little bit longer. But it's going to move the bait around, so because the bait moves around, the fish will move around with them. So a little bit of looking after the storm to find them again. And Freddie, if you're too busy to go fishing, you're just too busy, buddy. Eugene Mullen, happy Sunday. Thanks for tuning in. And you guys have a great day.
We'll see you tonight at 8:30 p.m. for our live fishing conversation on the Hubbard's Marina Facebook page. Again, tune in 620 WDAE for the Real Animals Fishing Show. I'm going to go ahead and call the radio now for a live fishing report.